Well, that was one of the longest loading screens ever. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Contest of Speed Tier 3, the final race of the season from the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. Joining me tonight, as always, my partner in crime in the commentary booth, it's Matt.
Good evening, Danny. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, unfortunately, it is the last race of the season. It's sad times.
It is, for Tier 3 at least, unless something horrendous goes wrong and they have to rerun this next week. But we're not hoping for anything like that. So, housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
As always, it's become a regular feature. Perry, our champion in waiting, has a qualifying ban this evening. Following his antics last time out in Brazil.
Antics?
Yeah.
What antics?
Well, I don't know if you remember, Matt, but he denied Jacob the win.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. In what can only be described as some dastardly team play.
Yes.
However, he has been penalised for it. He has a qualifying ban. He may go out and do an installation lap or two for the first 10 minutes of the session, but after that he must return to the garage and stay there. And if he sets a lap time, then he will be disqualified from the race.
Which means he won't win the championship.
It does indeed. What does he have to do to win it tonight?
He has got to get 3 points. Because if he gets 2 points, and him and Sergey, who isn't here this evening, massive disappointment, he will lose out because Sergey has a superior win record this season over the American.
Indeed he does. Count backward means Sergey would win, so 3 points.
It's either 8th place or it's 9th and fastest lap.
Okay, that's all he needs. But he's going to start from the back.
Lewis and Jacob could swap positions in terms of 3rd place in the championship. I think there's 15 points gaps between those two. So
okay, so Lewis needs 3rd.
I will check the requirements for 2nd, 3rd and constructors.
So yeah, Lewis would need 3rd and fastest lap to guarantee himself 3rd place.
Yep.
I think that's the only housekeeping we've got tonight. A couple of guys missing. Sergey is missing, of course, and Justin has not joined the lobby. Everyone else who is supposed to be here is. Oh, and Titchy's not here in the Williams. So we've got Dracer back. Mr. P5 is here, but his teammate isn't. So the streak of only having one Williams in the race continues, at least until the start of next season. Thomas is the first man on a lap in the Mercedes. Was offered the chance to rise to Tier 2 next season, but turned it down, wanting to compete with people he says are more on his level, which we can respect that. And I would imagine he'll be challenging for the title next season in Tier 3. Sets the fastest lap so far. Obviously he does. He's the first man across, 34.6. Sygate, his teammate for next season, at least that's the rumour, is behind him with a 136.7. Let's get the tyre data up. Both of those guys on softs.
Everyone on the softs, apart from Dan Hill, who's going to set a lap on the medium tyre. Interesting strategies this evening. I'm not going to say what they are because it could ruin some people's plans, because there was a lot of different strategies going on in the practice race I was with yesterday.
There were certainly was.
Tier 3 guys, so I don't want to exactly give it away if other drivers are listening, so I'll tell you that.
We'll hold off until we get to the formation lap. That way their strategies are locked in for the most part. unless they want to change them on the fly, but that comes at a risk. A lot of these guys will have been doing their practice sessions, they'll plan their fuel loads, their ERS deployments, the fuel deployment, the works around a certain strategy which they feel is the optimum pace. So changing it on the fly can be dangerous, as I found out actually last week in Brazil.
Yep.
I decided to change on the fly to a 2-stop. It did not help me.
That was kind of, I'm not going to say it was kind of your fault, but it was a very incident-packed Tier 2 Brazilian Grand Prix last week. I felt
it was. It wasn't for me necessarily. I didn't get any damage. I don't think. I might have got a little bit of wing damage later on, but it wasn't. It didn't cost me that much time other than changing the wing. So it was more the fact that I thought I had more pace than I ended up having. Pitted to try and undercut the guys ahead and get track position, and it failed miserably. So change your strategy at your own risk is the moral of that story.
I'm suffering technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties? What's wrong?
F1 has decided to freeze and it's closed down on PlayStation.
Oh, fabulous! That's exciting times for you.
It's never a season without some kind of technical difficulties if doing
No.
Tier 3.
Thankfully it's not me, and then these lovely people can still see what's going on. Lewis in a great position here behind, can't quite make out what car that is ahead of us, but he's going to get a distant tow from it. It is the Toro Rosso of Jacob. These two battled for the lead last time out. Lewis came out on top thanks to the assistance of his teammate Perry.
Some called it clever, some called it just not
Cheating.
in the spirit of it. Well, yeah,
let's not beat around the bush. Some people called it cheating.
I just didn't want to use that word, but you know, your word's not mine.
Mitch is in the chat. He says Perry's nice and calm in the garage tonight. That's good to hear. Pure Blades is in. He'll be coming into Tier 3 next season. As will Rosa Sky. He's also in the chat. He's saying Cookie for Driver of the Day already. You can't do that yet. I know you're part of the fan club, but you can't do that yet. And
Whee! And I'm back. But
Yeah.
if he's on provisional pole, Danny, then all the chance of being driver of the day, isn't he?
it's true. He could have the Contest of Speed Grand Slam, which is pole position, and then lead every lap. No one's managed to do it yet, I don't think.
I was going to say, has it been done?
Maybe Alatakir's done it, and Matrix might have done it at the back end of this season in Tier 2, I think. Unless, actually, did Sergey do it at Monaco?
Now you asked me to try and think back 2 months ago. Can't even remember what I did yesterday. Possibly. I mean, you're talking about 3 guys there that are freakishly quick in their tiers.
Yeah. Two Spell in the chat saying it's going to be an emotional final race for him on Wednesday. It will be his last race in the McLaren, and also his last race, at least temporarily, in Tier 1. He's dropping down next season, joining the rest of us. You're joining the also-rans in Tier 2.
That is the best news I've heard all week. I'm looking forward to it massively.
Yeah, it should be good. It's and rumour has it that he's teaming up with Roland in Red Bull, so should be a team to watch out for come next season.
Shall we talk about quickly what's possibly going to be happening next year, so that the ladies and gents at home know what's going to be going on.
That's a
we're making
good
big moves.
call. We are. There are many things happening next season. So everything that's happened so far this season will stay the same. So Tier 3 will race on Mondays, Tier 2 will race on Tuesdays, Tier 3 will race on Wednesdays. However, we're adding a 4th tier to Contest of Speed. However, this will be a North America exclusive tier. So guys from North America who, well, realistically the only guys who can race in the European tiers are guys on the East Coast, and even then they have to be ready to race at 5 PM. So we're starting a tier in the US that will race at 2 AM UK time, which I believe is 9 o'clock Eastern.
5 hours, yeah.
Yeah. So 9 PM Eastern on Thursdays. So if any of you watching are from the States and you've always thought I'd love to race in Contest of Speed but I can't because of the time difference or because I'm at work or whatever, and that frees you up, head over to the website contestofspeed.com, get yourself registered, and we are still looking for drivers for that tier, so get yourself involved. KV back out on track in the McLaren, just started his fastest, well, his next flying lap even. Coming through turn 3, we're going to see a couple of people slide off there tonight, I think. Everything I've heard is that on heavy fuel loads and worn tyres, particularly in the first stint on the softs, that's when we could see some people lose the back end, yeah.
I think even at the end of the second, if people do a 2-stop, even in the end of that second stint, the fact that the rear tyres do get a bit of a caning, it's going to cause the same effect, I think. So I know a lot of guys struggled this week in races through turn 3 especially, so it's one to look out for.
Certainly is. Let's have a look what the chat's been saying as we watch KV come into the start of Sector 3. Yes, Blades, me and Matt are both staying on. We are both staying on for Tier 3 commentary next season, all being well.
As long as we haven't died by then, I think we'll be alright.
Well, these things happen, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
You're damn right, it wouldn't be the same without us. We make Tier 3 what it is. And my modesty knows no bounds.
Well,
I'm
alright, you
joking.
said that. I'm going to say the 15 or so drivers that we have every week.
Yes, they do. They do. They certainly do. A couple of other things that might be worth mentioning. There may be a return to set weather systems. That is going to be discussed in time for next season. It will depend on whether or not Codemasters add it to the league features and whether or not we actually use the league features.
Oh, the league features. I'll tell you what, I tried to see how they were the other day. Apparently, everyone was in the middle of a session.
Yeah,
on Thursday afternoon, which I know for a fact is not the case.
Yeah, it needs some looking into, but me and Thomas are going to be doing that pretty soon. KV.
I've just thought something before we actually get back to the on-track action. We obviously been talking about moments of the season.
Yes.
In our driver's chat, I want to see if the audience would like to put any nominations and we can possibly find them on the stream.
That's a good suggestion. I like it. Yeah, so everyone in the chat now, if you've been watching for the vast majority of the season, or even if you've just been watching for a couple of races, if you can think back and any particular moment comes to mind that has really stood out for you in this Tier 3 season, or any Contest of Speed race for that matter, get it in the chat, because we're making a little compilation to put a little video together of highlights.
Overtakes, crashes.
Controversial moments.
I don't want to throw him under the bus, but apparently you said Kaylee's crash the other week was spectacular.
Well, I was on board with him, and I was on the T-cam at the time, so it was quite a good one to watch. Rosa straight in with Matrix USA. Pure Blaze Cookies fight back during the Tango in Texas.
The Tango in Texas.
The Tango in Texas, yeah.
We could probably just stick that up again, couldn't we? As just a whole video. Of just...
Yeah, we could just put the whole race.
We have been spoiled, I think, this year. With the arrival of Sergey in Monaco. Has definitely thrown the gauntlet down to our defending champion.
Yes, he's really been
champion-elect.
He is champion-elect. He's got tonight to navigate first. He needs to finish.
We know how last week went.
We do. Oh, that's a good shout from Rosa. The Tier 2 race in Mexico where Sophie won. That's a really good shout.
Yes. Great. That was a superb strategy call, I think.
Was it It was. She did really well. Hopefully we can get her back for next season. Fingers crossed. But she's currently on her way back to university, so she doesn't know whether she'll be able to commit to every race, which is a shame. We loved having her here, and we hope she either comes back when she can, or that she'll stay with us. So a moment that I'm thinking about putting forward is, and I know it's got me in it, but that's probably why I remember it, is Austria Tier 2.
Come out.
I know it sounds really egotistical, and I did win that one, but that's not why. It's the fact that there was me, MP, and Donamo fighting for the best part of 15 to 20 laps. Oh, Lewis has left the session. He's out of it.
Hopefully he can join back. I know we've been talking a lot about off-track stuff and that, but I'm just going to throw it there. I've just seen his best time, and it's Jacob on the mediums. 35.0. So
that's a good point.
With tyre advantage, and he's put on the softs, that he's going to be on pole. Although Eat the Cookie has already improved, he's a 10th up.
He is. I'm staying with Jacob for now. To answer that question, Ricky, the other big announcement is that in between seasons, so just to confirm that, after this week, where we have all three Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Tier 2 have a rerun of the Belgian Grand Prix next week on Tuesday. Following that, there will be a 2-week break at the end of the season, just so the admins can get everything sorted and ready, and do all of our administrative duties. They're all really fun, I promise. Just so we've got a chance to get those in. Guys can have a little bit of a rest, all the usual stuff. But once that happens, we will have the new season starting on the week commencing the 14th of October. However, in that 2-week break, there is a plan for an All-Stars race. So keep an eye out on Twitter for that one. We'll be making that one public as soon as we know whether it's definitely happening or not.
Cookie improves.
Indeed he does. I'm on board with Jacob right now. I missed his first sector split, but he's coming up towards the second.
Test freak yet to set a lap time on the medium, so a few of the guys that were improving dived into the pits of the mediums. That was Forza Fredo.
Jacob is only a 10th and a half up to the middle sector.
I think it's the last sector where he's going to gain more time because of the superior grip levels that tyre gives you.
I think you're right. We'll find out soon. It's coming underneath the hotel gantry.
He's going to make 7 tenths, isn't he? That's a stretch. Oh,
he's running wide. He's taking too much curb. Moving up to Tier 2 next season. I don't know where. I know he took time off, but I don't know how much. He goes second.
I think it was a 34.4, possibly. Couldn't really tell.
Yeah, and he's 4/10 off the pace of Cookie.
Dracer and Fredo, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Dracer and Fredo down there, P8 and P9. Dracer spent a lot of time away though.
Yeah, so the guys on the soft tire are more likely to go for a 2-stop.
Yeah, they will probably have to do a 2-stop unless they decide to try and 1-stop it and look after those tyres in the early stint and then go to the hards. But I'm not sure that's going to be viable for them. I mean, I'd be interested to see if someone tried it.
I think if you go on the medium tyre, I think it's better because it gives you so many different options that you could do. I mean, you can still 1-stop there, you can do different combinations of 2-stop. So it'll be interesting to see what guys do as their strategy this evening.
Blades, in terms of drivers who have confirmed to be staying in Tier 3 next season, we do have a list. Tier 3 is almost completely full and ready to go. We're still looking at filling 2 more seats for Tier 3.
Sygate, the 100 point.
Sygate's the one again.
I'm not going to say anything because I did it last week.
So the drivers confirmed to be staying in Tier 3 next season are Justin, Dan Hilton, Sygate, Titchy, Rocco, Tennis Freak, Stumpy, KV, Raidcon, Fredo, Millsies, Thomas, Cookie, and that's it. Stonewall Seth is moving down from Tier 2, and then we have Rosa and Blades moving in to Tier 3. And
that's going to be a wide open tier, that one.
That should be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
I think people on current form, people would say Cookie's going to be up there, I think.
I would say it's going to be between Cookie and Thomas for the title, and maybe KV as well. He's looked good.
You know, Sygate and Raidcon are always going to throw in the odd good result in there, like P2 or possibly an outside chance of a win. So it's going to be very open. It's going to be a bit like the Tier 2, championship we've had this year.
I'm trying to, how many winners have we had in Tier 2 this season? Because it's probably the most.
Matrix, Ricky,
me, Donamo. Did Ginger Ninja won one?
Yeah, Ginger Ninja.
Sophie.
I can't think of anyone else.
No, I can't.
I want to say Juventus, but I think you've got second.
No, blank one in China.
Oh yes.
Yeah, blank one in China. So that's 7 different winners from Tier 2. That's not bad.
Yeah,
so,
not bad.
Yeah, Lewis is back, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the race start.
He's not there. He's not there.
He's not in. He's missed out.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I feel sorry for him.
I mean, it's one fewer car for Perry to get past, but he's got no wingman.
So it's Jacobs for the taking for 3rd in the championship then.
Yeah, Jacob.
I think it's deserved after last week's shenanigans.
Yeah, potentially, but we'll see. You never know what's going to happen in this race, and we'll stop talking about other tiers now. We shall focus purely on the race that is in front of us. The final race of the Tier 3 season. If it'll let me change the camera, that would be great. 5 red lights. Out they go. We wait for the glitch. Dan Hilton jumps to start and gets a drive-through penalty for it, but away we go. Jacob with a great start, and he looks like he might try and throw on down the inside of Cookie. Thinks better of it, but no, gets a clip. Thomas takes a void in action and manages to hold 3rd place. Cavey gets round Sygate. Rocco and Perry battling for position down there. 2 Ferraris scrapping, and Rocco's out. Rocco's out. That's turn 3.
Yeah, but he's not. He's lost it further down. That's the problem. We've got Rocco was one of the guys on the mediums. Got the Millsy, Tennis Freak, and obviously Forza Fredo.
We've got
Dracer.
Cookie streaking away at the front, and everybody else quite closely tucked in behind. Got Dracer going for a move down the inside of KV. Had a look, thought better of it in the McLaren sandwich.
Stumpy and Tennis Freak side by side. Guys on the soft tyre should have the better traction at the moment.
This could be a good shot. We've got Tracer going for the outside move on KV, who then tucks
Perry
back in.
That Ferrari.
There's a wing end plate somewhere.
Yeah, it's not good.
Disastrous race for Ferrari.
That's 3-1. Can it go? Well,
No,
definitely not.
is the short answer. Meanwhile, Jacob under real pressure from Thomas at the moment and losing ground to Cookie.
Millsy's had contact. Millsy's lost some front. Yeah, lost front left end plates. So Perry's in 9th place.
We should see Dan Hilton comes in for his stop and go. Tennis Freak coming in for a new set of tyres, and he started on the mediums. Oh,
Lewis is left in
he
session.
has. I was watching on board with that. That was yeah.
No.
He's retired in the pits. That's both Ferraris out.
I wouldn't have done simply because there's 13 runners and
I suppose it's last race of the season, isn't it? I mean, a safety car is always possible, yeah.
Oh wait, no, I don't think they exist on this game.
No, that's true.
I'd love to know what's happening, but the timing screens are all over the place. Apparently, Perry's 1 minute and 41 seconds behind.
He's not that far down. He is looking at the back of Dracer's Williams, though. It's going to go for a move around the outside. At the bottom of the straight, that is a shocking camera angle, but Dracer's going to hold the position, I think. No, Perry's going to force his way through, but Dracer does hold it in the end.
So it's Sygate and Raycon. We've got Dracer and Perry. Everyone else is pretty much far apart. Thomas and Jacob's interesting though.
It is. Thomas really pushing Jacob hard, and he's within DRS range for when they come around to the big double straight this time around. Lap 3, of course. Although having said that, Jacob looks like he's about to turn up the wick. He's just set the fastest lap of the race.
All I'm going to say is battle for 4th is getting a bit spicy.
Redcon and Sygate, and then there's 3 cars behind them.
Dan Hilton. Oh, for God's sake.
So Jacob has managed to pull out of DRS range of Thomas and is now within that range of Cookie. He's tucked in behind the Renault. Not close enough for a move this time around. But that early lead that Cookie built up is being eroded away slowly but surely. And Thomas isn't dropping away. He's hanging around that 1 second mark.
Down the inside of Dracer poor exit. Perry should have a run.
Yep, that's Perry up to P7. All he has to do now is hold station and the championship is his. But we all know Perry's like, he will go for the win if he can try and get there. He will fight his way through the pack, but it's early on right now. He doesn't need to take any risks. He's got the position he needs.
I'm sorry if I say anything, the moves probably happened, but I'm trying to now watch on stream. Get back in the lobby.
It's fair enough. I shall try and do my damnedest. I'm going to jump to the battle that will be emerging for the lead. Jacob now within half a second of Cookie in his Renault, and Sygate has lost a lot of positions. I think he lost it at turn 3 somewhere. No damage seemingly. And jump back to the leaders. Jacob.
Yeah, it's definitely turn 3.
Yeah. Jacob goes to the outside. Cookie defends it. Jacob will have slingshot and potentially the switchback. It seems to lose ground there to Cookie. We'll have DRS though. I'm not sure if he's going to be close enough just yet. Not quite.
He's gone onto the hard tyre.
Might have been some damage there potentially. I'm not sure.
Raycon past Dracer and Cavy's sitting there ready. Oh, there's some balls of Freddo and Sygate getting very racy, not giving each other much room.
Sygate's looking down the inside again.
That's a overtake.
Rosberg and I can't remember whether it was Chandok or Karthikeyan that he overtook there. Or tried to overtake there.
Yeah, so it didn't end particularly well. Memory. Thomas once again pushing Jacob through the corners by the looks of things.
Not got a lot of ERS though, he's burnt it all to try and catch up, so hopefully he'll play the team game. He'll sit in DRS, play the long game even, he'll sit in DRS, recharge his battery and watch the two in front of him battle it out.
Wow, Sygate got a massive moment through turn 3. Those rear tyres on that racing point
they're not looking good.
No, very slidey, my technical speaking. Tracer plus Raycon, that's pretty simple. Cavy's looking to do the same. He's probably have to wait until the next straight.
Mr. P5 moves himself up into his customary position and he is on the harder compound on the medium tyre.
Freddo gets that position back past Sygate.
Indeed he does.
Got no ERS left, that's 8%. Oh, Millsy's retired. No!
And we've got a virtual safety car is out.
Safety. Whoa, we've got a safety car of some sort.
We have. Tracer is backing up the pack. Somehow, at some reason, he's backing up the pack. I've just realised actually that wobble for Sygate must have caused them to scatter like a school of startled mackerel or something, because Perry's now up to P4. He must have driven straight through. Oh, all the guys are pitting. They're all pitting under the VSC. All the leaders.
Yep, apart from Tracer, but that's kind of expected.
Yep, on those this could compromise his strategy, you know, long term.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Jacob got held in the pits.
Yep, he might have got held, but Jacob has gone for mediums. Thomas has gone for softs, and Cookie's gone for hards. All three of the
Jacob nearly lost it on the way out.
All three of the potential race winners have gone for different strategy choices. Perry, of course, is still in the pits, just out of the pit lane exit there. Now he's lost a lot of time to those ahead of him.
Oh, Raycon's gone back on the softs. Interesting strategy.
So's Thomas. So's Dan Hilton's gone back onto the softs.
Now then, look, I'm gonna throw his name in there because he did it the other day. Jacob did the soft to the hard to the soft, and his pace on the hard was quite good. So I'm surprised he's gone with the mediums, but I reckon he's probably thinking medium now to the end.
Potentially so, yeah. Or we might see him jump onto the hard tyre and go for 3 different tyres, because I don't think those guys would have planned to come in at that point. I think they might have been able to get a little bit more out of those tyres.
So the guys that have really suffered from this is Tracer and Forza, but Stumpy especially. He's got track position, but that's pretty much going to drop him back to the end of the pack.
It is, but Stumpy's now going to be the barometer for us for how far those tyres can go, and realistically whether or not Thomas has a chance of winning this race.
Well, he's got a green spanner. icon, so it means pit windows open. He's not pitted this time around, so I reckon it's going to be one more lap.
Yeah, he's only just got the spanner for me, so I think this time around he will be boxing. But he's holding the race protagonists up here, and this is playing into the hands of those two on the mediums out the front, Forza and Dracer. Cookie's going to get through down the straight, but the other two I'm not so sure about.
Well, it's going to be interesting we're going to have probably 3 wide. Oh, then Thomas goes for the opportunistic dive down the inside.
Opportunistic?
Yeah, I couldn't speak. Not for the first time.
No, it did, and it's cost him. And you would say, Cookie, oh, we've got a Hacken and Schumacher moment. And who's going to take it? Is Jacob going to get it? He's forced wide. Cookie has to correct it. Jacob's going to get it.
Thomas is ready. He's ready to pounce.
Here's Cookie's coming back with DRS. We can't see what's going on. Jacob pushes him deep.
They're still side
and then he has
side.
to go across the grass. Cookie retakes the position.
Thomas is there. You got past Stumpy.
He did. He managed to get the time back that he lost at the hairpin with these two fighting. But just think, he'd probably be in the lead right now if he hadn't done that. And he needs to get through them.
Thomas needs to go, and he needs to go now.
Yeah, he needs to get past these two guys. And all the time that Cookie is slowing these two up, it's going to help his strategy getting to the end on those tyres.
Forza Fredo's out.
He's gone. Yellow, Sector 1 and Sector 2.
Oh, he's had a big impact on the right hand side. Basically gone across the track.
Exit of turn 3, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, that right front is gone, and we have 10 runners, so that means
everyone's getting points.
Big if, 75% is the rule, isn't it?
Jacob is, yes, 75% distance.
Jacob's going to go around the outside. Oh, contact again. Bit of wheel banging. Thomas is there, trying to pick up a toe.
He's going to go with Jacob's line through, tucking him behind. He's going to go for the double overtake. Oh, but he's gone deep. He'll have to give those positions back. And he does so. That would have been a great move if he'd been able to slow the car down there.
And Kane's got past side gate. That's P8.
Thomas having a look down the inside of Cookie. Forceful move, but he's got it done. I'm not sure about the legality of that one.
Oh no, the Cookie fan club are not going to be happy about that one.
They're not, but Cookie's playing the long game. He doesn't... Oh, wait, what's... Jacob's gone! Last corner, Jacob's gone!
I think he's lost it by himself. I'm pretty sure he has.
I think you're right. I think he has.
He's got on the curb and I think he's just lost it.
On the exit of the corner, yeah. I just saw the back end of the Toro Rosso fly out in front of Thomas, and that was that.
That's not safety cars beyond me, but alright, we'll move on.
I was going to stick with Dan Hilton for now and just see if we can see the wreckage of the car on the right hand side. No, nothing there. So now we'll jump back up.
This is what I was on about earlier, about tennis freak retiring in the pits. Could have got some points.
Done. Raycon's managed to get past Stumpy as well. Stumpy's still going on those soft tyres, so I would imagine he's going to try and get to the end on whatever tyre he now comes in on 2 even.
Hards?
Yeah, he's going to have to go to hards and try and get to the end, but
it'll be interesting to see what Dracer does. Whether he's going to go mediums to hards, or if he goes from mediums to softs.
What do you reckon?
Mediums then to softs. So
or medium, soft, medium. But either way, Thomas is catching him and fast right now.
And Thomas is catching it and pulling along Cookie with him. And guess who's also joined the back of the group?
Perry is in there. And thankfully, for our entertainment at least, is on the same strategy at the moment at least that Jacob was on. So we could see him pull off whatever strategy Jacob was trying to do. Stumpy is into the pits. After
they look like a one.
Indeed they are.
Yeah, it's hard.
Hard tyres to the end.
That gap is just coming down and down and down.
It is. I mean, Thomas is pushing hard. He's got no ERS left. Cookie's got half a battery. I would imagine that might be for Stumpy coming out of the pits if he got a little bit of a moment on cold tyres through 10.3.
Potentially. Where is he?
Got
Sygate.
Yeah, Sygate closing in on KV. Cookie and Perry closing in on Thomas. Have those soft tyres now outlasted their usefulness?
I don't think they have. The gap between Thomas and Cookie, okay, it's got smaller, but it was always around that second window. But he's just dragging these two with him.
Yeah, and Cookie really falling short in that third sector, putting himself under pressure from Perry and dropping out DRS Ranger Thomas. That could be crucial.
Just struggling.
He is, yeah. Definitely is. But his strategy is going to be for the long game. He knows Cookie's going to the end on those hard tyres. He knows Thomas has to stop again on the softs. The unknown quantity here, realistically, for what they're going to do is Perry.
I think Perry needs to get this move done this that.
I think he's going to get it done now. Cookie is out of range, but got DRS in the end at the detection point and pulls himself back into it.
Top four all in DRS range of each other.
Yeah, this could be.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Dracer in this.
Oh, really poor exit from Cookie. Really bad exit. Perry gets a great drive, but the DRS effect could neutralise it. Indeed it does. He's going to have a sniff. Cookie closes the door. Lock up from the Red Bull.
Dracer 3-second time penalty.
He's under pressure. He's feeling it.
I think he's going to be boxing this lap.
I think you may be right. Perry's pit window is also open. I wonder if that's the original pit stop window he was going for from the start of the race.
Potentially.
Let's see, Dracer's is open. He's staying out though.
I think he needs to come in now.
I think you're right. I think that was the chance.
He's just losing too much time. He's lost, was it 4 seconds in about 3 laps?
Oh, more than nearly 7 seconds.
Yeah, it's just, there's nothing left.
I suppose he's got to get it to a point where he can guarantee he's going to get to the end. And he's out.
The victim. We said at the top
drama.
Of the show it's going to be a tough corner all night, and it has proven to be so far. I think that's its third victim it's claimed.
Indeed it has. It's claimed Rocco, Thomas. It's claimed a couple. Fredo. We don't know where Millsy's was.
I think his was.
And I'm missing the battle for the lead here. Dracer's holding on.
It's Perry. Here we go, 3 wide.
Another VSC.
Oh, they're all next to each other.
This is going to play into Dracer's hands. How the tables turn.
Long enough for him to start a pit procedure.
It doesn't matter if he's due to stop this time round. He's not losing any time as a result of the extra lap, essentially.
No, but he would like it. He'd like to be pitting when it's it's just ended.
Yeah, you'd like to pit obviously when it's there, but he's only going to lose maybe 2 or 3 tenths relative to the 2 around him now.
Let's have a look. Where's he? So he's gonna.
He's staying out.
There's no doubt about it. When he pits, or when he does pit, he's going to be 6th.
Unless he can use these two to drag him along a little bit and get out of range, because Raycon's tyres are going to start to go off a little bit.
I think they have. I think they have, because KV has made a little bit of progress with that on that lap. I think a couple of attempts. So.
Cygate closing in on KV as well. Gonna jump to Perry though, because this should be a simple move for him to get past the Dane. Indeed it is. Straight drag race. Dracer tucks in behind to get another toe, maybe having a lunge back at. No, he's going to sit behind, get DRS down the return straight. Let's go on board.
I think it's just going to hurt him so much.
He's just not got the traction, has he? I mean, he's got the DRS, but I mean, look at the gap already, and it's only just now starting to come back down. So
we'll see it in this last sector. It's going to, he will get it.
I think now is the time for him to stop.
If he stops now, he's got a lovely gap between the 2 racing points to go out to. And then he can just put the hammer down, let these 2 battle it out for the lead. Try and make up some time that way. Don't want to say it too early, but Cookie is in the driving seat.
It is. Dracer's pitting in now. 13 laps completed. 15 laps to go.
Probably 2 laps too long, but it needed to be done.
It's 2 laps too long, given the current circumstances, but he's going to the end. Cookie's done 8 laps on those tyres already. If Dracer's only confident of doing 15 on them to the end, maybe Cookie's got to stop again. We know for a fact that barring any calamities...
So it's lap 14, so he's got 15 laps, so he's going to have 23 laps on those tyres by the end of the race.
Whereas Tracy's going to have 15. No, what's the gap? He has. Perry takes the lead. Not entirely unexpected, given the tyre differences. Dracer is now 22 seconds near as damn it behind the race leader. So he's a pit stop behind the race lead. So we'll keep an eye on that gap. It's going to increase for the next lap or so, especially to Perry.
Battle for 3rd is interesting.
Fastest lap at the moment is also Perry.
Cycle goes around the outside of KV. Oh, a bit of contact between each other, and someone has lost an end plate. I think it's the McLaren.
KV's round.
Eats a Cookie and Perry. Perry's gone deep. Cookie's still there. 2 battles going on at once. Tier 3. Oh, great camera angle.
Yeah. Some of the camera angles around here are dreadful. They really are dreadful.
It's that 3rd to last corner. That's awful.
Let's see, KV, has he got...
Right, Raycon comes into the pitch. That was expected. Those soft tyres were...
Yeah, KV with wing damage, he's coming in as well. I would imagine he'll go to hard tyres now. Oh!
Raycon's gone for mediums.
So has KV.
It is mediums, even though it says red on. It's got red ball tyres on his.
Yeah, KV's done the same. So, well, to be fair, he's saying that. Dracer did 13 laps on his mediums at the start.
Fuel load lighter. Yeah,
fuel load lighter, an extra lap. Not too much of an issue.
So that kind of ruined the battle that was developing for 3rd with Raycon and KV coming to the pits. That was Cygate.
Drace is currently closed up by 1.5 seconds to Perry, so he is now in net 1st place, unless Cookie has to stop again. Not unless Cookie doesn't have to stop again even. If Cookie can stay out...
he's going to do well to stay out, I think.
Yeah, I do.
Most of the guys in that position, yes, I think it was yesterday, yesterday were struggling. They went to a soft, hard, soft at the end. But it's whether or not he can make those hard tyres last.
I think he's going to go for the... He's pitting in. He's boxing now.
Really? Okay.
He's boxing now. This must be for mediums.
It's got to be, and it'd be...
A wing change and medium tyres. The wing change could be what costs him here. Joyce is coming through now. Cookie just comes out of his box.
It's going to be... I think Raycon's going to get past him as well, he should do.
Yep, he's through. It's whether he gets him on the pit exit. Yep, he will do.
He'll come out just in front of Stumpy. Stumpy's coming through turn 1 as we speak.
Yeah, he'll have quite a gap, I think, to him.
So, interesting call. Now then, Perry. Defending champion. And at the moment, champion-elect, but he's still got another 13 laps to complete. What are you going to do?
When are you going to stop?
It's going to be mediums, but it's when.
Well, is it? Because what tyre did he start the race on? Does anyone remember what Perry...
Softs, mediums. I already had a look.
Soft mediums, yeah. So he could go to mediums again. Or does he try and stretch these out?
Yes, and then go softs. He's just having that thought as well.
That's probably what I'd go for right now. He's got the gap. His gap is 20 seconds to Dracer, 27 seconds to Cookie.
And I know people on the softs this week compared to people on warm mediums or hards were gaining 2 or 3 laps. 2 or 3 laps, that's interesting. 2 or 3 seconds of that, but Cygate just about makes it to the pit entrance.
Yep, he's going to go for another set of mediums from there, I would have thought. Or maybe a set of softs.
They look yellow to me.
Yep, new set of mediums for Cygate. He's now going to the end.
Interesting. He's going to come out around where his teammate is. It's going to be a battle between the racing points.
To ride on board with Cygate as he comes out the pit exit, or when he comes out the pit exit. Just tucks in behind his teammate.
And guess what? With KV close behind, so that battle's going to resume.
Indeed it is. Yeah. And then I would imagine that KV and Cygate should make light work of Stumpy, given they're on medium tyres and Stumpy is on hard tyres. Indeed, a little bit of gamesmanship going on from the racing points. Stumpy slowed, allowed Cygate to get the DRS, and then makes no challenge for the swapping of positions, and now I would imagine he's going to make KV's life a living hell.
Yep.
And try and allow Cygate to escape and secure himself 5th position. Meanwhile, the gap at the front dropped now to 18.7 seconds to Dracer. The gap to Cookie is 23.5.
Well, it's going to be interesting because Perry's going to come out
around Cookie.
Yeah. I mean, if he's lucky, he comes out between Raycon and Cookie, or just ahead of Raycon, but I doubt that's going to happen. So what I'll be thinking now is he's definitely looking to stretch these.
Yeah.
He's going to go to the softs.
It just depends when.
Yeah.
When do you want to make that move?
It's going to be within the next 2 laps, I feel.
And I think we're going to have a move from Cookie on Raycon this time around as well.
Yep. KV's already over the back of Stumpy, but Cygate is escapade. 2 seconds up the road already.
Let's ride on board with the Renault. Get rid of all the rubbish off the screen. Makes light work of the Haas and moves up to 3rd. 2.9 seconds now, the gap between Cookie and Dracer. This is getting interesting. Little clip from Raycon on the back of Cookie. Back end stepped out.
got enough ERS. Oh, Stumpy, please be careful with your movement and the break it and contact between KV and Stumpy. And that, there goes a piece of that McLaren front wing.
Another piece of that McLaren wing.
I think it's now the other side, so he's had matching sides now.
Yep, yeah it is. So, I mean, I don't know about you, if I was him, I mean, he's got nearly a minute, the gap to Dan Hilton, I'd stretch it a couple of laps as it is and then go for softs and go for fastest lap.
Yeah, Dan Hilton's just pivoted onto the mediums. 8th. Now, I don't want to put the commentator's curse on it, but could that be his best position?
I think it'll be joint, his best position.
Or joint best,
yeah.
at the very least.
No, KV's coming straight in.
Ah. Now then. Just in the battle for second.
Yeah. Cookie closing in on the back of the Williams. Now, was the choice to go to hard tyres a mistake? We'll have to wait another 9.5 laps to find out for certain.
Say, or is he going to pay dividends and he'll stay with him and then re-pass him towards the end? That's what he's got to do. If Cookie goes past him, he's got to stay with him and hope that the tyre life of the mediums wear out, so much so the hards can then be advantageous tyre.
Strong defence from Dracer, all fair. Cookie forced to sit behind for one more lap unless he can go for something opportunistic.
I mean, well, we say Dracer's struggling, he's still making inroads into Perry's lead. Stays out again.
Gap is now 17.6 to Perry.
Now then, I'm probably thinking some weird and wonderful things. Because you know I like a wacky strategy.
Yes.
He surely isn't doing what I think he's doing. Even as the gap is 17 seconds and I'm not really close.
I mean, if he's listening, and I know Mitch is listening, as long as he doesn't retire from the race, he could finish last now technically, which would be 8th, and he'd win the title. Right?
Yes. No.
I thought it was 9th and fastest lap or 8th, because he needs 3 points,
yeah,
right?
But he's not done 75%, has he?
I mean, that's if he retired. As I say, as long as he doesn't retire. So, if he's listening, go on, try it, Perry. Try it. Please try the one stop.
Soft medium as well.
Yeah, if you can make that work.
I think I've just seen the state of his front left, and it's not looking very nice.
Shall we have a look?
I mean, from what I saw through that corner, I looked a bit angry.
Ah, Dracer picks up 3 seconds. That could cost him come the end. Oh, there's a lot of understeer from that Red Bull.
It's not looking great. We say this, Cookie's got past, and he's taking 2 seconds away.
Perry's coming in. He's coming in.
God, this is softs. It's going to be softs.
It has to be. Has to be softs. Perry's in. Yeah, he was short shifting like crazy through that final sector. Dust tires must be screaming. 15 laps onto them. Onto the softs he goes. Brand new set. Here comes Cookie though. Gets through. Dracer gets through. Raidcon as well will probably get through. Yep, indeed he does.
So he's 4th.
Perry the dog, here is your chance for a drive of a champion. You have 8 laps.
Your mission, if you choose to accept it,
is to win this race. Go get him, son. Go get him. First man to get through is Raidcon, his compatriot. Do you know, I'm saying drive of a champion. I don't think it's actually going to be that hard for him.
I think it's going to be harder for him in about 4 or 5 laps time if he hasn't got into P2, if not the lead.
Yeah.
Because We know the soft tyres around here are not great as a race car.
No, they're
So
not.
he's got about 5 laps worth of pure attack mode, and then he's got to
Think about
try
getting
and
to the
hang on
end. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Currently sat within DRS of Raycon. It should be a simple move for him, but both of them are closing up to the back of Tracer on his hard tyres, and it's looking more and more that the hard tyre was the bad choice. I mean, he had to go for it, he had no option. He started on the mediums, but
I think, Dan, you've got to read something out in the chat.
oh, have I?
Pure Blades' his arse, I've seen, so I'm letting you do this. As Perry goes past Raycon, whether it's just the message that he's asked you to read out is now no longer significant.
Yeah, Raid, if you're listening, do everything you can, keep Perry behind you.
Yeah,
He will have...
probably a lap.
Tracer now, keep Perry behind you. I'm sure he'll do his damnedest. But I don't think he's going to have a lot to work with.
You can just see the grip difference. Unbelievable. Look at that for a drive out of that corner.
And he's through before they even get to the kink. That's... Gap is 3.5 now. The Cookie fan club are going to have to hide behind the sofa for these last. It is.
I shall have a look, Blades, for you.
Perry the dog will be hounding at the gearbox of the Cookie in no time at all. 5/10 taken out of him in that third sector.
Warning away. Oh, Blades, I don't want to give you the bad news, but Perry's clean as anything.
Cookie on the knife edge. Perry with the fastest lap.
That'll be popping up on Cookie's screen. That's the last thing he wants to see.
The Raging Bull charging with a man possessed behind the wheel. Another half second taken out of the lead.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, he's hunting him down. You can see him just that speck in front of us. That's Cookie. I reckon he's going to get to him. Do you know what? I'm saying he's hunting him down, and it's
only a couple attempts, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is where he'll really close up.
I think it's going to be this last sector where he's going to just reel him in. But I think Cookie's got him out and out straight line speed. They're pretty much level pegging. Yeah, 3 attempts for half a second.
Yeah, half a second out of him that time around.
So he's got him covered. Cookie saving ERS. He's going to probably stick it into high or overtake down the straights just to.
And we say both of them are on similar ERS levels, but Cookie with a little bit more.
I think Cookie knows from his usage of the.
I think Cookie's had made a mistake there because there's nearly a second gone that time through sector 1. Gap down to 1.3 now.
I think Cookie knows if you can just hold him off for 2 laps, that's when the soft tyres start going. If you can hold on just for 2 more laps, he may still give himself a chance of this victory.
Maybe, but I think he needs to hold him off until the end of lap 26 to have any chance of that, because lap 26 I think is where he's going to pass him. Alright, again another half tenth in sector 3 should take him into DRS. He'll get right up behind him lap 25 and then lap 26 on DRS. He'll make the move.
Meanwhile, everyone else is pretty much just driving the cars home.
Indeed,
Getting some valuable points.
Let's
watch this battle out front.
Let's sit on board with Cookie. Let's see what this Renault looks like. Is it planted? Is he getting oversteer, understeer?
It's not great off the traction zones. Let's put it that way.
It's weak on turning as well. He's not. His tyres are looking worn. 3/10 there.
It's the straight line speed that's keeping him in it.
Yeah.
Perry's within DRS. He can go a little bit flat through turn 3, which has been a scary corner for some tonight.
Mitch is in the chat. Perry's giving him the shot. For those of you that know, in the game there is an option on the race engineer to say "shut up, Jeff," and then he won't talk to you again. Mitch has been given that shot up. Perry is on the charge. Here we go. In fact, you know what? I might be a lap.
He needs to be careful of the overspeed. We've seen it many times since this game has come out. People running to the back of it.
Yeah, speaking of him, we saw Mitch get caught out by it last season. It cost him second place. Running into the back of Donamo. Perry now. He can smell the fumes coming out of that exhaust pipe. He can taste that petrol. I was trying to think of something like extravagant to say, and there was nothing there. There was nothing in my head. I was thinking, can I do taste victory? But I'm like, no, something with petrol. But no, nothing came to mind. So we'll go with just he can taste petrol.
Sniff the fumes.
He can.
It's just turn 3 and 4. I don't want anyone to
lose it through this. Oh, Saigate, he's coming to the pits. He's going to go for fastest lap.
He is. He will lose a position to Stumpy.
He should get it back though pretty quickly. Perry, DRS opens. You see, if I'm Perry, I'm waiting until after this hairpin. I'm going to get him down into sector 3, because then he's got no chance to come back.
Both stuck it into overtake, making sure they've got enough. He's gone a bit wide.
He has, but I think he's still close enough.
I don't think he is. Oh, he's going to run out. It's going to have to be a late one.
No, he's not. He's staying behind for one more lap. Have those tyres got one more lap of attack in them? That's the question.
3 laps to go. This is going to be good.
It's going to be fantastic. Perry, the man, if it stays like this, will win the Tier 3 Championship for the 2nd year in a row. And Cookie, the man, trying to get his first win in contest of speed. He said he had the pace round here. He said he could do it. He's got 2 laps to hold on. And every week so far he has done. A couple of 3rd places. And a second. And now he's going to go for the win. But can he do it? A lap and 2/3 to go, but Perry will have DRS this time around, and I think that could be all she wrote.
Oh, I didn't get the best exit though, but DRS is going to help him. Both stick it into overtake.
And they do. Cookie defends the inside. Perry's going to have to go around him. He's going for it. I can't see what's going on. Cookie's held it. He's held it.
I tell you what, the rate they're catching, they may catch Dan Hilton, which is going to help out Cookie as well.
We'll see. Is Perry going to go for it? Not quite. This is going to get tense. The final lap of the race. Can Perry do it?
The cookie, are we gone? They can't watch. They can't watch, Danny.
Get behind your sofas, boys. We'll keep you informed. Got into Mitch. Perry's starting to feel it in the rear tyres. He's going to lose his traction bonus. Cookie might just do this, you know. He might just pull this off. He might just be able. Here we go.
That's all I don't want it to do. Here we go.
Final lap of the race. Both drivers clean of penalties.
Yeah, Dan Hilton too far up the road, so Cookie's not going to get the back end sliding. The medium tyres on that Renault struggling. Perry's got to run.
Perry has 2 opportunities left. He's got 2 chances left to get this move done. It's the closest he's been.
The fuel lights on.
He's burning through it all. He's going for it. He's going to have to go around the outside of him. Cookie's late on the brakes, but is he going to go deep? Yes, he's going deep. But Perry, can he swoop round? Yes, he does. He takes the lead. It might not be over yet.
Exceptionally to still be in this fight.
And that's it. I think that's it.
Yeah,
Perry gets first. A really valiant effort from Cookie there, and so close. He was so close. Just wasn't quite enough. But Perry is going to come around the final 2 corners to secure himself his second Contest of Speed Championship title in style. What a drive from the man moving to the new North American tier next season.
Yep.
He leaves.
This should be interesting.
Yep, he leaves on the best note possible.
Yeah,
Raycon takes it over Dracer, who drops to 4th.
Sygate and Stumpy.
Sygate coming through. He's going for another fastest lap. I'm not sure he's going to get it though.
No, he's got no fuel.
Yeah. Yep, he's out of fuel.
Another good double point score for the racing points. I nearly said it. Nearly said 4 seconds. That was so close.
Oh, Stumpy comes through. KB is going to come through in 7th. That's unfortunate. He could have been mixing it up with the big boys had the race gone a little bit differently for it.
A finish is a finish though.
Indeed it is.
As you can see, we started with 14. Well, should have started with 15. Unlucky for Lewis. But we've only finished with 8 runners in the end. All on the lead lap. So we wait for Dan Hilton.
Dan Hilton is the last man to cross the line, and while we're waiting for him, just want to make a couple more points. Contest of Speed are looking for new drivers. We've got a number of seats available in all 4 tiers for next season. If you think you've got what it takes to mix it with the best of us, and the worst of us in your case, Matt.
You are not making it past the first corner tomorrow.
Oh, would you do that to me?
Yes.
Yeah, but if you guys think you can mix it with the best of us, then head over to the website contestofspeed.com and get yourself signed up. Remember, we have 3 European tiers and 1 North American tier. All are welcome, all skill levels are welcome. All you have to do is be able to race clean, have a strong internet connection, and be able to commit to racing every week. We look forward to hearing from as many of you as possible. Perry the Dog takes the win and the championship from under the nose of Sergey, who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight to try and clinch it. Cookie gets either his best or his joint best result of the season with a second place finish. Raycon jumps ahead of Dracer for third place. Mr. P5 finds himself in lofty surroundings in P4. Cygate P5, Stumpy P6, KV P7, Dan Hilton P8. Those are the last of your finishers. Your retirements are Thomas, Jacob, Forza Fredo, Millsies, Tennis Freak and Rocco. Fastest lap did go to Cygate, so there's an extra point for him. And I think that was a fairly fitting finale for the Tier 3 season, don't you?
Yep, that is the kind of standard that we have seen all season. Actually, since we started Tier 3 a season and a half ago. They provide us with much overtakes, drama, controversy.
We've had a good mix of everything, haven't we? It's been a good season.
Spoiled, I think we've been.
We have.
Spoiled.
Considering it's Tier 3's first full season, I think it's an excellent one to open their account with. If you guys can get your questions in for the drivers, we're going to get Perry across, we're going to get Cookie across, and what do you reckon, Raidcon, and should we get Dracer as well? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Let's get them all in. So, whilst I'm doing this, I'm sorry everybody, I know you've just got the weird blue screen with the little icons bouncing around. But while I'm inviting these guys, I'm just going to tell you as well as drivers, we are also looking for a dedicated streamer. People with video editing experience and with Photoshop experience. If you are one of those people who are blessed with such skills, get in touch with us. There is an email, and I'm going to have to look it up because I can't remember it off the top of my head, and I feel quite embarrassed by that. And then I'm going to have to type in "eat the cookie." There we go. Let's get these guys in. And we should be back. Yeah, so we are looking for all of those guys. Potentially 2 video editors and 2 dedicated streamers, depending on what region you're in. We're looking for 1 EU and 1 North American. So if you're one of those guys, feel free to get in touch with us. The email is cosf1league, that's cosf1league@gmail.com. So cos and the F of F1 are all capitals, league is all lowercase, at gmail.com. Can't wait to hear from you. So the guys are in. That's 3 of them in. Who else are we waiting for still? We're waiting for Raidcon, but we'll start with the man making his comeback tonight after, is it 3 or 4 races away for you, Dracer? It's nice to see you again.
Hello.
Yeah, so opting for the one-stop, medium to hards. In the end, it didn't work out. Was it the VSC in the end that messed that strategy up for you, or was it just not the right call on the day?
Yeah, my plan was to make the 2-stop work, but I fucked up on both my my quali laps and the softs. So yeah, I had to try the 1-stop, try something different. Didn't work out in the end. But yeah, I'm quite happy with P4 in the end.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was a nice race for you, and we did wonder whether or not you might be able to win it early on, going for that strategy and going on the 1-stop. And I think the retirements of Jacob and Thomas might have affected that as well. But we were on the edge of our seats for you until Perry and Cookie decided to come in, and then we thought, yeah, no, that's it, gone.
Yeah. I have to pick up my pace a little bit again after a long break. Started at university, not long ago. So yeah, I've got some time now to practice again and pick up my pace, and hopefully I'll be back even stronger next season.
Yep, next season. Moving up to Tier 2, of course, next season.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so...
Looking forward to it.
Yep, it should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, congratulations on P4. Welcome back, even if it is just for the one race. In the meantime.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on track next season.
Yeah, see you, man.
Okay, let's move on. P3, Raidcon. Quiet race for you, as far as we could see. There didn't look to be any massive buttons. Do you know what I'm saying? This? Are you even here? I know he's in the party, but is he talking?
Just keep speaking and see what happens. He may respond.
I don't know.
Ooh, possibly.
There's noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. All good.
Yeah.
Bit of a quiet race for you, was it? Just sort of keep your head down, get to the end.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I took advantage of the safety car, and then... Oh, shit. Yeah, and then, at the end, I noticed I had a chance to get the podium, and I just, made sure I didn't get a penalty.
Yeah, and then took full advantage.
That was a pretty tough race, though.
It certainly looked like it. A lot of guys retiring, especially at turn 3.
I didn't practice. I didn't think I was gonna do good, but I got podium number 3, and then I got 100 points for the season. So I'm satisfied, man.
Yeah,
it was a good season, and congrats to Cookie, and I'll see you season 4.
Yeah, you will.
So, anyway, congratulations on P3. You did really good.
Thanks, man.
We'll see you next season. And then P2 onto Cookie. So close. So close. I mean, we were rooting for you all the way. Your fan club in the chat was incredible. They were absolutely incredible. But just not meant to be, was it? I don't think.
No. I didn't think I was going to do it, but it was painful for it to happen on the last lap.
Yeah, it's a shame, but it was really well driven, both tactically and in terms of just pure race pace. That was a really impressive drive. To be able to hold him off for as long as you did, that's... Yeah, you need to be proud of that.
It was a championship drive from Perry, wasn't it?
It was.
That was the difference.
It certainly was. But yeah, you've got to be happy with your season though, the way it's ended, competing for race wins.
Yeah, the way it's ended. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got past lap 1 today, and thought for a second I could have won it, but no, wasn't meant to be.
Not meant to be. Oh, well, it's a shame, but we look forward to seeing you again next season. Hopefully you and your teammate can make a push for the Constructors title as well next year, with both Red Bull drivers moving on. So those guys will be out of the picture. Could be interesting. But like I said, congratulations on your P2. The chat has voted you driver of the day, I think, or it might have gone to Perry. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I need to have a look.
I'm gonna vote Perry.
If you're voting Perry, that might swing it.
Last to first. That's to win the championship. It's Perry.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll take that decision. But like I say, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again next season.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll finally see you on the top step.
Hopefully. Matty actually predicted I'd finish this race second back in Brazil. So it's his fault. Matt, you need to bury your head in the sand because the fan club are coming after you.
Oh, what you mean? I mean, there's no surprise there, but
Yeah, you need to go to ground.
I was predicting the 1 move up per week, and I got pretty close for 28. Well, for 27 and 3/4 laps. So
yeah. So, yeah, so I'll have to leave it there. Let's move on to the champion himself, retaining his title with a magnificent drive. Talk us through it, Perry. We heard you gave Mitch the shut up at one point.
Yeah, that was just for laughs, probably. No, I had the quality band. Allegedly, I was deliberately blocking. I prefer, like, accidentally blocking Jacob in Brazil. Or, you know, like, I watched the movie National Treasure, like, they're protecting the giant treasure, not trying to cash in, and that's essentially what I was doing. But no, I definitely deserve it. So, started from last, had a good first lap up to P9, and then a lot of people dropped out like flies, which was too bad. You know, pretty much everything that had to go right for me to be there at the end went right. So I was extremely fortunate for that. I had a virtual safety car a little bit earlier than I guess would have been absolutely perfect. Still able to throw on the mediums and then go to when I wanted to initially for the two-stop, throw back on the softs, and then once I was on the softs, a pretty good shot at Eat the Cookie at the end. I know my tires were starting to fall off right when I caught up to him, but I have a straight oriented straight up, a little bit lower rear wing than I think some others. So when I did have DRS, I had a little bit more of an advantage. And a couple of times I went for it, and Eat the Cookie did a great job defending. The last lap, he just went a little bit too deep, and his tires were a little bit too far gone. So able to make the move there. That was pretty much it. It's been a tremendous season from everybody. I've had new friends and just have had a wonderful experience. Would wish that Jacob would have been able around at the end. I think that he would have had it. And wish Sergey would have been around the last two races to make it a little bit cleaner, even of a fight, because I think honestly he would have won the championship. But again, obviously he's gotten probably more important things to do. So. Just yeah, a great season, and I can't really say much more. So,
yeah, that's spoken like a true champion, and the chat seems to agree with you. Driver of the day as well today. Congratulations, race win, championship win, constructors championship win, and moving on to hopefully dominate the North American tier as well next season. I think that's one of the...
I said here's Wonderwall.
Oh my god.
And I think, do you know what? I'm going to leave it there and let Wonderwall play us out. Thank you all at home very much for watching. Thank you all for joining me this evening. Matt, thank you for joining me for the season in the commentary booth.
Thank you, mate.
All that remains for me to say is make sure you tune in tomorrow and Wednesday for Tiers 2 and 1, and then next week for Tier 2's final race. And then we'll see you again on the 14th of October for Tier 3 Season 4 Race 1 in Australia. Make sure you share the league, and if you are looking to drive or work for us in some way, get in touch. Good night, everybody.
I'd like to say to you that I don't know how.
Be the one that saves me. And I fell.
This is going to sound good on the stream, isn't it?
You're my wonder. We're off by now, right?